Jamaican ghost stories that will keep you up at night. Duppy Diana. Full story. A 6-year-old little girl, who was born and raised in flankers Montego Bay, Jamaica, had a chilling experience with a Duppy one night. The little girl lived with her mother, brother, auntie, uncles, some cousins and granny under the same roof, but there were only 3 bedrooms, so people just sleep, wait and drop. One night, the little girl was sleeping in the bed with her mother in the back room of the house. There was a house behind their house, right behind the back room. Another family lived there. Her auntie was friends with a woman that lived there. Her name was Diana. They were good friends. As the little girl and her mother was sleeping, she heard some rocks being thrown on the housetop. It woke her up because she is a light sleeper. At first she thought she was dreaming, so when she opened her eyes, she just laid there. She heard the rocks again, but this time she heard a woman calling her auntie's name. Let's call her Auntie Meg. The little girl heard a woman's voice calling her auntie by name, saying, "Meg, Meg."
Follow Jamaican true stories.
She sat up in the bed. Her mother didn't hear, so she was still sleeping. There was a dresser with a mirror that was facing their back door. At the bottom of that back door was a small hole. As she sat up, she heard the voice calling her auntie again, so she started to cry. She realized that she was hearing the woman's voice coming from the back door. At the bottom of that door was a small hole. As she looked down at the hole, she saw an orange cat come through it. This is when she started crying even louder. She then looked at the dresser with the mirror facing the same door and saw a full figure standing by the door. Her loud crying must have awakened her auntie, who was visiting at the time and was asleep in the living room. Auntie ran into the room and jumped on the bed. This woke up her mother, who asked them what was wrong. The little girl told her mother that she saw Duppy. By that time the cat and the creepy thing in the mirror disappeared. Granny woke up and all 3 ladies went outside. At that time it was around 12 to 1 a.m. when outside was pitch black. Granny and her mother was praying, while Auntie Chip bumbaclot. The next morning, her mother was talking to the neighbors that lived in the house round the back. They told her that their Aunt Diana had passed away that night. Auntie Meg didn't know Diana died because she lived with her man elsewhere and was just visiting that night. Diana's nieces and cousins also said that they had an encounter with Diana the same night the little girl did. Diana was never seen or heard again after that.